the wrong intro. It's just been one of those days. Hello, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Erin Lee of heavenlymessenger.com, and tonight is a form of connection with intention, but it's all around the new moon. Tonight is the night of the new moon, and it has been an intense couple of weeks. For me, I've been running full out. I've been working 16, 20-hour days and haven't had much of a break. So I'm tired tonight, which is why we're not going to do readings this evening. But I still really wanted to connect with you guys because, first of all, we haven't connected in a while. And second of all, it's the new moon. It's a time for introspection, for reflection, for quietness. And it felt like there was an opportunity for us to honor that in connecting this evening. Really quickly, because I don't want this to be the focus of what we're doing this evening, I did want to share that I do still have some products that are left. I've got some of the My Ritual Soak New Moon Ritual roller balls. They are in a combination of releasing, forgiving, and creating, and they include access to the meditations and the exercises that were created for the New Moon Ritual Soaks that lead you through ritual of releasing, forgiving, and creating. I have a couple of the chakra clearing spray left, only in the 120 ml and the 240 ml size. This guy's $20 and this guy is $35. They're all in Canadian dollars. The roller balls that I just mentioned are $45 for the set. And I also have clearing roller balls. All of the products that I've showed you this evening have crystals to help support the purpose of the product, as well as essential oil blend. I've just been concocting again over the weekend and have a series of standalone soaks. This guy is the Unicorn Magic Soak. All of the soaks are a blend of Himalayan salt, Dead Sea salt, and Epsom salt. They were all charged under the energy of the super new moon, and they have essential oils. Like, for example, this guy is a blend of vanilla boosted extract, ylang ylang, and lime essential oils. And I also have 5 of the new moon kits left inside each of the new moon kits, in addition to access to the exercises and the meditations. They also have 3 500-gram soaks. These guys here, again, releasing, forgiving, and creating. And on the back of each of them is a little envelope. And in the envelope, there is a dissolving affirmation that you add to the water. Because I only have 5 of them left and I'm preparing space and room, the My Ritual Soaks New Moon Collection is on special for $66. That is my cost. And again, it includes access to the meditations and everything. So feel free to send me an email. I'll put up my email address here. It's Erin at heavenlymessenger.com. Let me just find it here. Yep, there we go. And I would love to connect with you about that. But as I said, I didn't want that to be the focus for this evening. I really wanted to make sure that we had time together to connect around the energy of the new moon. So the new moon, when we lived with the energy of the earth, women's cycles followed the cycle of the moon. The moon cycle is 28 days, and when in balance, women's menstrual cycles were also 28 days as well. So the full moon was when we released what no longer served, what wasn't fertilized. It was like the cleansing and the purging. And as a result, when we are in the full moon, it's all about releasing. It's about letting go what no longer serves, and it's kind of clearing the slate. The new moon was the time of fertility. This was a time of ovulation. And as a result, the energy with the new moon is all about fresh starts, new beginnings, and starting to be in darkness, but coming out of darkness and moving into light. And so this evening felt like it was a really significant time, a special opportunity for us to all connect together to see just what's coming up for us. So I do see we've got a couple of comments that are coming up. Let me just see. Carrie says, hi, it's great to see you, Carrie. Carrie's saying she loves her spray and her daughter confiscated her second one. That's awesome. Carrie grabbed some chakra clearing spray a couple of weeks ago. Hi, Ishika. It's great to see you. Yeah, I'm so glad that you're loving this spray, Carrie. Oh, and Carrie, you want a large spray and 2 rollers. Awesome. What I was also going to say is I'm going to be doing deliveries to Courtney and Comox, the Comox Valley, on Saturday morning. So I will get in touch with you, Carrie. Britt, hi. Thanks for joining us. Thank you for the love. I'm sending so much love back to you. I'm grateful that you're here this evening. And Adrian says that the description makes sense. Yeah, absolutely. Like that's, a big part of the reason why it's so important, I think, to connect with the energy of the moon, because it supports us. Like when we're in alignment, and I'm personally not quite in that place. So like, do as I say, not as I do. But no, it's really helpful. And it's really nourishing and nurturing to come back into alignment, especially for women. Like what a wonderful way to honor your body and to honor your energy. Our energy levels tend to fluctuate a lot, where men are often more steady and consistent than we are. And what beautiful way to honor ourselves, but to honor the fact that, hey, like our energy fluctuates and we're more powerful at some times than we are at other times. And yeah, there's the opportunity to honor that. Let me see, Ishka. Yep, I can see your comment. We're not doing readings this evening, but I can definitely see that you're here. I'm glad. Awesome. And Britt, yeah, we're not doing readings this evening, but if you want to stick around, I am going to pull some cards for you guys. Lindsay, welcome. It's great to see you. And Brianne, hello, welcome. And Lindsay's saying she's been really emotional. Yeah, there's a lot of emotional energy that comes up around both the new moon and the full moon. With the new moon, or pardon me, with the full moon, stuff is like coming to a head, and it's kind of like a pimple coming to the surface, and it's just there. It's literally in your face. Where the new moon tends to be like a lot of depth and a lot of kind of swimming in it. And like when everybody is jumping on that wagon, so to speak, it becomes more intense. And then in addition to that, we're heading into Mercury retrograde tomorrow, I believe. So we're in that shoulder. So with Mercury retrograde, communication becomes more challenging and more difficult, and there tends to be technological challenges and issues, and potentially car problems and issues, and all of these things that just kind of compound. So we not only have the energy of the new moon, but we've also got Mercury retrograde and like the seasons, and there's so much going on right now, so it makes a lot of sense. Lindsay, one of the things that I'm seeing, oh, hi Margaret, it's great to see you. One of the things that is kind of coming up with that comment is sleep is often disrupted around the new moon and the full moon. And if part of the emotional challenge that you've been experiencing revolves around sleep, particularly lack of sleep or intense dreams or really restless sleep, make sure that you're changing and washing your sheets. And the reason for that is the energy from our night becomes trapped in the sheets. And it's kind of like when you get back into bed the next night, it's like getting back into the energy of everything that was there. Kind of like getting really dirty at work and taking your clothes off at the end of the night, but then in the morning, like putting those really dirty, filthy, stinky clothes back on. That's kind of the energy that we get when we have really restless nights. So if that's been part of the experience that you've been having, it's worthwhile changing your sheets before you go to bed this evening. First of all, because clean sheets often feel really good, but also energetically, there's the opportunity for that to have been cleared too. Awesome. Oh my goodness, you guys. I missed all of these comments. Carmen, it's so good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Awesome. And Carrie's saying she loves the delivery. Fabulous. Hi, Kimberly. It's great to see you. Wonderful. And hello, JC. And Britt's in it too. Delivery is 10 out of 10. That's awesome. Gina, oh, it's so good to see you. I'm glad you're on this evening. And Lindsay's saying, yeah, I have been really tired working lots and looking after a lot of people. Yeah, that's the energy that I've been in the last couple of weeks too. Like there's a lot of intensity, there's a lot of need. And it's important to remember to slow down and to take care of yourself. And sometimes it means moving stuff off of your plate. So this evening is for me one of those things where we're not doing readings, but we're still connecting. So it's not necessarily that, hey, I need to get rid of that altogether, but maybe giving ourselves permission to make adjustment. And the flip side of that is being compassionate when the people around us are asking to make adjustment too. So there's a really beautiful balance, a really lovely give and take that's available if we allow ourselves to slow down enough to accept it and to move into it. Yeah, awesome. Yes, and Lindsay, definitely swap out your sheets. And Carrie's saying, hello, doing Kalia's hair. Oh, awesome. Well, we watch multitasking and then the creating. Woo, that's awesome. Fabulous. Wonderful. So thank you guys all so much for joining me, especially so late. I only put the notification out half an hour before we hopped on. And so here's kind of what I'm thinking for the evening. I do want to do the choose your own crystal adventure because that's a lot of fun. It gives everybody an opportunity to get a little mini reading for themselves, and you choose which card it is that you want. And then yesterday, I was down in Nanaimo, which is a community that's about an hour south of where I live, and I was doing deliveries all day yesterday. I was out of the house for about 12 hours yesterday, but I did manage a couple of visits with friends, which were awesome, but also a really quick visit to Chapters. And while I was at Chapters, Kyle Gray's stuff kept popping out at me all over the place. 3 of his books and also one of his card decks. It is still in the plastic, guys. We're going to open this card deck together. And I thought, hey, what better way to do a couple of what's coming up general readings than to start off with a new card deck, because why not? So for our Choose Your Adventure, I'm going to use my cards, the ones that I know well, because I can give you guys a really good reading with that. But then, yeah, I thought I would see what do we need to know from a general perspective about the new moon, about what we're creating right now. And we're going to go to this brand new deck that I've gotten from Kyle Gray. It's called the Divine Masters Oracle Cards. It's got 44 cards. And it says here, it works as a bridge between the realms, allowing you to connect with the divine masters so you can harness the infinite power of heaven and live a spiritually aligned life. And that sounds like fun. Yeah, so awesome. And happiest new moon to Carrie. Oh, Maxine, it's always so good to see you too. Thanks for joining us. Hi to Sarah. And a fresh deck. Yeah, Carrie's excited too. And Josie, I'd love to connect with you for a session. That would be amazing. And Tam, yeah, Gina, bring Tam on. That would be fabulous. The other thing that I should mention, just because Josie has brought it up, I still have 20% off on readings for the months of December and January, and also for gift certificates purchased during those times. Let me see if I was smart enough and put this as a banner for you guys. It's booking. Yeah, here we go. bookingwitherin.com/gratitude is where you can book that appointment, or you can purchase that gift certificate. I did receive an email from somebody yesterday because they couldn't see where the gift certificates were. So if you're on a device, just keep scrolling down that page, go past the appointments because it comes up underneath. If you're on a PC or a laptop or a Mac, something with a larger screen, it's going to be on the right-hand side. So that's where it is. Or you can just email me and I'm more than happy to help you. Yeah. Yeah. And Jen saying, hi, new decks are always great. They are. It's always a lot of fun. It's always really exciting. Okay. So I may have left this a little bit too long, but I'm going to put it out there. I have 2 sets of crystal pictures lined up. So in the next minute, let me know if you choose 1 or 2. 1 is going to be the first one and the 2 is going to be the second one. And that's just going to help us decide which crystals we're going to use for our pull this evening, because I couldn't decide. I had a couple of slides that were set up. So please let me know. 1, or 2. And that's all you have to say. Okay, we've got 2 in for Lindsay. I'm going to wait until my time turns over to 7:15. Ooh, okay, so we've got 2 2s and a 1, another. Oh, we've got more 2s. Awesome. Okay, I said, yeah, 2. 2 it is. Jen, we will see about bringing out the 1 for you next time, because that's awesome. But, oh, and JC says 1 2. Guys, I think that the 2s have won it for this evening. So we're going to bring that up. I'm just going to pull this banner down so that you guys can see it, but I'll put it back up later. So with your Choose Your Adventure crystal reading, what we do is ask you to think of a question. It can be, you can think of multiple questions. The main thing is to choose one of the crystals to represent the card that you're going to get for your reading this evening. So think about your question, take a full breath, and ask, which card, which crystal do I need for my question this evening? We have obsidian, rose quartz, or clear quartz. Which card do you need? So while you're thinking and tapping into that, I'm going to pull our cards. So we've got one for obsidian, we have one here for rose quartz, and we have one for clear quartz. All right. And I'm going to pull those down and hope that I remember which crystal was in which place. So the first card that we have here is obsidian. Oh, I love this card for you guys. So if you chose obsidian, the message that's coming up for you is victory. This is Archangel Sandalphon's card, and his message is, your prayers have been heard and answered. Have faith. So Archangel Sandalphon is the angel who lifts our prayers up to God, source, universe, creator, whatever your belief system is. He lifts and he carries up our prayers. And so when Sandalphon comes through with this message, he's saying, yes, your message has been answered, your message has been delivered. We're working on it behind the scenes. So have faith that things are coming together. So if you've chosen this card, if you've chosen this message, whatever it is that you've been working on or working towards, you're going to start seeing progress. You're going to start seeing results, and things are going to start coming together. I'm kind of reminded of like kneading dough. Initially it kind of starts out as like a really sticky blob, and you're adding a bit more and you're working the dough and you're adding more and you're working dough. And then over time, suddenly you have this really beautiful, soft dough that has formed, and it's not sticky, it's pliable and pliant. And that's what's happening. You are in the beautiful dough stage, my friends. So things are coming together. Don't stress, just keep having faith. This is also a message that's saying, don't let go too quickly, because often this will come up at a time when people are starting to struggle. It's like things aren't happening, they aren't coming together. I don't know if this is what I'm meant to do. That last stretch, that's where you are. So know that things are coming together, and that what you've been asking for help with, it is coming. So if you chose rose quartz, oh, this is beautiful. We have peace. This is Archangel Shamuel, and Shamuel's message is, peace comes from remembering that only love is real. And this is a really beautiful card. One of the things that I've been thinking about a lot recently is the energy of us all being one and all connected. And the idea that we're separate from each other is actually like a very ego and human experience, a human belief. And when we can come into a place of peace and a place of love, suddenly the challenges start to dissipate, to disappear. So what this card is encouraging you to do is, one, to find that peace and that love within yourself, and as much as possible to function from that place, looking for the peace in the solutions, so in the situation rather. So potentially this means, instead of pushing against something or pushing against someone, expecting things to shift and expecting things to change, the message that's coming up is, hey, like let's look for the place, or for the way forward that is the most peaceful, that allows for peace, that allows for love, that allows for compassion, that allows for us to connect with each other from a human point of view, without worrying about ego, but allowing for us to come into a place of love together. So if you've chosen rose quartz, and I mean, thinking about rose quartz just as a crystal, that's all about self-compassion and love. So it makes a lot of sense that peace has come up connected to rose quartz. So actually what I would add to that is if you're struggling to find peace in where you are, in the situation that you're in, rose quartz might be a really handy crystal to have in your pocket or to have close by. And then our last crystal, our last card for this evening is clear quartz. And of course, this is Archangel Haniel and sensitivity. You are extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Honor yourself and your feelings. And I love that Archangel Haniel popped up for for us this evening. Archangel Haniel is connected with the energy and the cycle of the moon. So it's not surprising that she's with us this evening, the evening of the new moon. She helps and supports us in connecting with our intuition. She is very strongly with women, though of course with men and people of all genders, she's with us helping and supporting, but particularly with women as we flow through our cycles and our rhythms and seeing into that. And as a result, she also helps and supports us with our sensitivities, being aware of the energies of the people around us, the energies of the situations that we're in, and encouraging us potentially to take a little bit of space to make sure that we aren't pushing ourselves in situations that are really harsh or challenging or that are really pulling us out of our own balance. So if you're in a position where you are experiencing really heightened emotions or that you are highly sensitive to the people and the circumstances that are happening around you, you can call on Archangel Haniel and ask her for help and support in balancing and guiding you and encouraging you along the way. So for me, this is a really strong compassion card. Awesome. Let's pop back to the comments. Fabulous. Welcome. Welcome to Crystal. And I see Christine chose 3. That's wonderful. I'm assuming that that's 3 for the clear quartz. And so we just had that beautiful message from Haniel. Welcome. And that's really interesting. I'm glad that you're feeling into that, Lindsay. That's amazing. Awesome. So yeah, we wanted to do the Choose Your Own Adventure crystal reading for this evening. So everybody has the opportunity to receive a message and a card. And now we're going to go to Kyle Gray's new, I've run out of space, the new card deck from him. So I haven't explored this card deck at all. You guys saw that I just opened it. And one of the things that's important for me when it comes to card reading is I like to focus on the cards being a tool for your intuition, allowing you to open up. So in terms of like card reading, I am not a card reader, where the person will know everything that there is to know about their cards. I see this really as a really beautiful tool for connecting with intuition. So I haven't looked at the cards yet. We're just giving them a shuffle. We're just clearing some energy that they've gone through with shipping and manufacturing, and they are still kind of sticking together, but that's okay. And I'm just going to sit and take a moment and infuse the cards with lots of love and enjoyment and connection and gratitude, because they're helping to connect me with my intuition. Part of the purpose of the cards is to connect with the divine masters. So I'm excited for these to be a bit of a gateway to invite divine masters into my life. I'm assuming that in divine masters, he's talking kind of about ascended masters. And for me, ascended masters are people who lived on the earth, but then ascended and are now helping and supporting us from the other side. So for example, Buddha or Jesus or Mother Mary would all be examples of divine masters or ascended masters. Awesome. You are so welcome, Margaret. I'm really grateful that you're on this evening. Thank you. So let's pull a card. Let's pull a card for each of the aspects of the new moon that we've focused on. So we're going to pull a card. What do we need to know in general about releasing, or who is helping and supporting us with releasing? And I might have, yeah, I do have 2 cards here. Okay, so we've got 1 card for that. And we're going to ask what we need to know or who is helping us with forgiving. And what do we need to know and who is helping us with creating? So when I created the new moon ritual collections, my focus was on manifestation and creating, because that's what the energy of the new moon is all about. It's all about clearing the slate and preparing for what's coming next. But in order to be able to properly prepare for what's coming next, we first need to clear out what's no longer serving. So like that's the old energy from the full moon, just making sure we've cleared all of that out. And then forgiving is all about nurturing and nourishing. It's also a deeper form of releasing. It's kind of like releasing is often done at a surface level. And then once we bring in forgiving, it's like we've let go of what no longer serves. And now we're going to forgive and honor what has been, forgive ourselves for being in the situations that we were in, likely having not listened to ourselves or not listened to our needs or not listened to our own intuition, potentially forgiving other people for their actions towards us so that we can fully move on, move forward, and then coming into a place of creating. So that's kind of the energy and the idea behind that new moon cycle. So the first card that we've pulled, and I can never pronounce this name, so you guys bear with me. So this is, what do we need to know about releasing? And the card that we have here is Melchizedek. I know that I've completely butchered that name, but this is who we have. And his message here is divine knowledge, higher learning, commit to your vision through study. And so for me, those words mean that in releasing, we're focusing too much on the physical, on the day-to-day, and we're having a difficult time seeing that bigger overall picture. Like, why are we here? What serves? What supports? Maybe we're in a place of ego. So maybe part of what we're releasing is pride. Maybe we're holding on to something from a place of pride, a place of ego, and it's no longer serving, it's no longer supporting. When I look at the background of this card, I see so much energy. I'm really drawn into this circle that's around him, kind of like a halo. We've got lots of geometric shapes in the background. There's lots of movement. And so part of what this is saying is it's moving us out of a stagnant kind of energy. And actually, if I flip over the back of the cards, I realize that it's actually very much that energy of the back of the card. So it'll be really interesting to see if this image comes up on the rest of the cards. So as we're going through and we're focusing on releasing, kind of clearing things out, making sure that we're coming from a place of connecting with source, connecting with self, connecting with our higher self. And as I said, like letting go of that ego, because sometimes ego will hold us back, hold us down. I do want to be really clear though, ego isn't necessarily a bad thing. Ego is part of the balance. Ego is part of the human experience. And so ego in and of itself isn't necessarily bad. It's part of what we need. But when it becomes imbalanced, that's where we need to take a look at shifting, because ego is part of that human experience. It's part of the reason that we're here. So it's not bad. We just want to make sure that we're not stuck in it. Let me see. Summer, thank you for joining us. I'm so glad that you're on this evening. We're not actually doing readings for people individually. If you pop back to the beginning of the video, once we post it, we have the Choose Your Own Adventure crystal reading. And right now we're just going through, pulling a couple of cards to see what messages are coming up for us around the new moon that we're in this evening. So the next card that we have here, this is all about forgiveness and forgiving. And this is Hathor. I hope that I've pronounced her name properly. Light activation, acceleration, brilliance, and stand in your light. And, you know, it's really interesting because when I think about forgiveness, it's about letting off a lot of weight. It's that crying, that emotional clearing and purging, and the opportunity to step into a place that feels more light, that feels open, and certainly really healing. And so when I tap into this and I connect with this image, I'm also feeling and seeing a lot of creativity coming to the forefront. There's a lot of orange, there's a lot of yellow. This is coming into ourselves, who we are, into our passions, into our personal power. And so as we move through the energy of forgiveness, allowing yourself to come into your power. And I want to add to that, celebrating who you are, celebrating all of the things that are unique, that are you, that make you special, and really coming into that place of joy, of, not only have I been able to release and to let go, and I'm in a place of healing, but now I'm celebrating like all of those things. And possibly some of those things are things that you're like, things that you are celebrating. Some of those things that you are celebrating might be things that you've given yourself a hard time about. And maybe you're able to say, yeah, somebody else told me I should not be that sensitive, but man, because I'm sensitive, it means that I'm able to come into better balance in my life, because when things become stressful, I know that I need to make change. So looking for the ways that you're able to embrace those things that are special about you. And the last card that we have feels like it's a beautiful card for creation. We have Lakshmi and Ganesh. So this is all about prosperity vibration. You are attracting health, wealth, and happiness. And for me, prosperity and abundance are things that we can experience not only from a monetary or a material point of view, but prosperity and abundance are in health, in love, in kindness, in our relationships, in the opportunities to create, to build, to expand, to do, to live, to experience. And so I love the fact that this energy of creation, this energy of prosperity is coming up with creation. Because when we are in a place where we're feeling prosperous, it is easy to create. When your kitchen is bountiful at the end of a harvest, it is easy to find the resources that you need to create all of your jams and your salsas and your jellies and whatever it is that you are cooking and creating, because there is abundance. And so the same is true with this as well. We have this energy of abundance as we're coming into this creation energy that is the new moon, that is beginnings. And it feels like this is part of what's helping to lead us out through the rest of 2023 and starting to enter into 2024 is this energy of abundance. So how do we create the experience of more abundance? We focus on gratitude for what is already here, what's already existing in our lives. Anytime that I do manifestation work or affirmation work, so anything around creating and building, I always like to start off with something that I'm grateful for. And this is something that I'm grateful for in the moment. So it's not the type of gratitude where it's like, I know that I should be grateful, or I know that I am grateful for my family, even though just yesterday we got into a big fighting match and I can't stand the thought of them right now. That's not the type of grateful that we're looking for. So when you are in a place where you're creating, you want to focus on the things that you are truly grateful for in the moment. And sometimes when we're in a place that we're trying to create, we're not feeling the gratitude that we need to, because often when we're looking to create, it's because we're currently experiencing some form of lack. We don't have enough of, or we don't have this thing, or life would be better when. And so to move out of that, it's really helpful to focus into breath and breathing and where you are. I'm grateful for this full breath that I'm able to take into my body and to release. I'm grateful to be in a place that is warm. I am grateful to be at a time and a space in my life where I am able to connect with God, Source, Universe, angels, ascended masters, whoever floats your boat to connect with, whatever feels right for you. So coming into a place of gratitude and starting off with that thing that you're grateful for. And then a statement around the thing that you are creating, the thing that you want to experience. And then sandwiching that with something that you're grateful for again. Because part of what that does, one, it tricks your ego. Because when you're in a place, again, where you're trying to create, often it's something that you don't currently have in your life. It's not something you're currently experiencing. And ego gets in there and says, well, we've already tried to do this a million times and it's not happening and it's not there. And so ego can kind of pull us down. But if we focus on, if we sandwich it with the things that we're already grateful for, ego can't come in and say that, because it would say, she's really grateful for this breath. Yeah, she is. And then there's this other thing. Okay. And then there's this other thing that, yeah, she's already grateful for, because that already exists. So it's a little bit sneaky. You're sliding it in past ego. But it also helps to raise the energy. Sorry, I'm going to back up a step. It helps to raise your energy and vibration. And then it also helps to raise the energy and vibration of the things that you're wanting to create. So let's say that gratitude sits here, and the thing that you're wanting to create sits down here. When you're surrounding all of these little things, all the things that you're wanting to create down here with this high energy, it just kind of boop, pops it up. Think of kind of like a slingshot. It slingshots it forward. That's what you do when you incorporate gratitude into the creation process. I mean, in addition to feeling grateful, which helps to make you feel better, it also helps to serve to raise the energy and vibration. So again, coming back to Lakshmi and Ganesh, creation is surrounded by prosperity vibration. It's surrounded by things coming together, things happening, and experiencing that. And one of the most powerful ways to come into that is to come into a place of gratitude. Awesome. Hello to Elizabeth. It's great to see you. Blessings to you too. And hi to Bobby. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, and absolutely, Maxine, thank you. Maxine's also saying the removal of obstacles. Absolutely, because I think actually that's one of the things that Ganesh really does too, is helps to remove obstacles from our way. So yeah, lots of opportunity for growth, for expansion, for gratitude, and all beautiful things to come in. So yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys. Tell me, do you have any experiences with any of the divine masters that we've connected with this evening? Are there any things that are really resonating for you, or any questions about what we've talked about? So again, we're not doing personal readings this evening, but I'd love to connect with you guys. And while we're doing that, I'm just going to pull a couple of cards really quickly, asking the angels for some messages around releasing, forgiving, and creating, because it feels good to invite them in too. And it also gives you guys a moment to write in your questions, because not only is there a delay, but also it takes a little bit of time for typing. So the messages that we have, oh, I love this. The messages that we have from the angels for releasing. This is Archangel Ariel, and her message is courage. Be courageous and stand up for your beliefs. So I also want to say, like, stand up for yourself when it comes to releasing what no longer serves you. Sometimes that we need to stand up for ourselves, and saying, this isn't right. This isn't working for me. This isn't supporting what I'm wanting to create in my life, the experiences that I'm wanting to have in my life. This and this can be around circumstances and situations. This can be around like people, relationships. This can also be around beliefs, like the beliefs that you have, or beliefs that you grew up in that you're kind of stuck in, even though it's not consciously what you want. It's still an underlying belief. What beautiful. My words are getting mixed up as I'm talking. What an amazing way to stand up for yourself in making those shifts and changes. I love Archangel Ariel's energy, because she's kind of like the girlfriend who will always have your back. And if she were a person, because angels of course don't have this kind of ego, she'd be the girlfriend that you could call when you have a body in your trunk, and she'll say, no problem, I've got shovels, like, let's take care of this. Like, she has your back and she will support you. So know that you're not alone in releasing and in making these changes. When it comes to forgiving, we have here Archangel Ariel with, you know what to do. Pardon me, Uriel. This is Uriel, not Ariel. We have Uriel. And his message is, you know what to do. One of the things that I love about this card is there's a lot of light that comes with this card. We not only have the illumination in his halo and behind him, but we also have the lantern that he's holding that is light. And to me, that's shining light on the things that we hide from. And when I think about forgiveness, there is so much opening, there's so much opportunity to release, to let go, because there's often stuff that we're holding onto that is it can be almost frightening or terrifying to look at it. But if we can look at it and we say, you know what, you did the best that you could with the resources that you had at the time. And I forgive you for not having more resources then, but I'm grateful that we're here now. So yeah, you know what to do. Trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay is Uriel's message. And then the card for creating. Oh, that's super interesting. Okay, so we have Archangel Metatron. This is the Indigo and Crystal Children card. You have a bond with children. In particular, you can help children who are sensitive. And I'm going to go a little bit outside of this and focus on something that's also been a thought of mine recently. And that is when you are coming back into your intuition and into psychic ability and into creation and manifestation, moving into a place of childlike wonder is a really powerful tool. Like if you sit back and either think back to your own childhood or watch children at play, anything can be anything when you are playing, when you are creative, when you are in this place of wonder and a place of joy. And what an amazing energy to bring forth in the creation process that you're doing. So allowing yourself to see joy, allowing yourself to experience wonder helps to also be open to the experience of miracles. If you approach something with curiosity, it's not something that's set in stone, but it allows you to open your mind, it allows you to open your heart, and it allows for things to happen on a bigger universal level that we might not have otherwise allowed. So take this opportunity to explore joy and that beautiful wonder that is children. Awesome. Yes. Thank you, Margaret. I think it's an exciting addition as well. I'm looking forward to playing with it some more. Awesome. Oh, you're so welcome, Claudia. I'm so glad that the Season's Blessings card arrived for you. Lots of blessings to you too. And Maxine says, this is the perfect, this time of year is perfect to experience childlike wonder and forgiveness. Absolutely. I completely agree. I had such amazing beautiful opportunity many years ago when the partner that I was dating lived with me, and he had a son who was 3. And it was the first time as an adult that I got to experience Christmas and Easter through the eyes of a 3-year-old. And there was so much excitement, and it was wonderful to see, to witness, and to experience in him. But it also made me a little bit sad that it was something that we grow out of. And it's something that life or society or the world just kind of dampens. And so what a beautiful gift to give to yourself, the opportunity to experience wonder again. And so that could be part of the encouragement, or I hate to use the word challenge, but maybe that's an opportunity, is over the next several weeks, find time and space to allow yourself to experience wonder, to allow yourself to experience joy. One of the things that I've recently done is a girlfriend and I, when we have an opportunity, we'll go to Cathedral Grove, which is one of the local-ish forests to us. And it's a really beautiful and magical place. And we allow ourselves to just be playful in it. It's, I don't know, the hour that it takes us to go through and to explore and to experience whatever we're experiencing. And it's a lot of fun. It doesn't cost anything. There is very little time that's associated with it and connected to it. And there's an opportunity to connect with nature, which is, a gift in and of itself. So allow yourself to find opportunities for joy and wonder. Awesome. And Margaret saying, I've heard of the last 2 of Melchizedek, maybe. Melchizedek. I hope that I have that properly. But not familiar with Melchizedek. Okay, so with him, and I know that I'm butchering his name because I've never been able to pronounce it properly. He is actually an incredible manifester, and like things just happen when he's around. He has an intensity, and often in a lot of New Age circles, I believe that he's often either not mistaken for, but his energy can be very similar to Archangel Michael. So it's a very big presence. It tends to bring a lot of heat. When I've experienced him in the past, he kind of like comes in like a freight train and kind of leaves in the same way. But there's a lot of power and a lot of deep understanding that comes with him. Awesome. Melly, I'm so glad to see you this evening. Thanks for joining us. We're not doing personal readings tonight. We've just kind of finished talking about the energy of the new moon, because of course tonight is the night of the new moon. And if you go back, once I finish the live, we have a choose your own crystal adventure. So you're able to choose a card and a reading for yourself that way too. And Margaret's saying interesting. Yeah, absolutely. I wonder... No, I don't have my book handy. But you know what? I bet that there's some more information about him in the card deck book. Hold on, Margaret. Since you've mentioned him, let's see what else we have coming up. I have to say, though, that these cards are absolutely beautiful. They've done a really great job creating them. And look at that. We turn to almost exactly the page. So Melchizedek, whose name means King of Righteousness, is the first high priest mentioned in the Bible and the one who initiated all the heart teachers who came after him. He is mentioned in several Abrahamic texts, including the Dead Sea Scrolls, and is also in the Kabbalistic text, the Zohar. He is an ancient gatekeeper of light who is dedicated to helping all those walking the spiritual path take the initiatory steps to align with the light. He is the leader of a spiritual group called the Order of Melchizedek, by his name, a divine order of light beings, angels, and masters, including Archangel Michael and Jesus, who work in congregation to bring light and energy to the world. These beings are the keepers of Christ's light and the Holy Spirit energy. So you are being encouraged to dive into spiritual study. Don't skim the surface, go deeper, for there's important information out there that will support you in taking your path and skills to the next level. There's a good chance that you may want to get out there with what you know, but the universe wants you to study a little more before taking a leap into the unknown. When you study, you demonstrate how committed you are to the spiritual path. And when you are committed, the universe will present you with opportunities that will take you further along the path and toward a feeling of fulfillment and purpose. If you're intending to work in a particular field, ask yourself if there's anything you need to read up on or study first. If so, or if something springs to mind, take note, as this is your next step. Right, I had completely forgotten that he's also an incredible teacher as well. So yeah, what's that say? That's saying to me that I need to do some work with the divine masters, the ascended masters, because I obviously am not as familiar with them as I thought. So there you go. Divya, it's so good to see you. You're welcome. And Divya saying, I love how you said we need to have gratitude before creating. Yeah, I think that's a really important step. Be grateful for what you already have, for the things that you are grateful for in your life, because that really raises your energy and vibration. And it's just amazing. You are welcome, Margaret. It's my pleasure. I'm glad that you asked about it. Well, you guys, I am so incredibly grateful that you hopped on and joined me this evening for tonight's really mini new moon gathering. I hope that you take some time this evening for yourselves to reflect, to unwind, to offer yourself forgiveness, and to allow yourself a place to create. And if you are wanting any products that we talked about at the very beginning of the show, please drop me a line, Erin at heavenlymessenger.com. And also, let me just put it up here. If you are, there we go. If you're thinking about a reading, or if you're wanting gift certificate anytime now in December or January, please visit bookingwitherin.com /gratitude. I have 20% off of my reading services and reading gift certificates there. And I would so love to share that with you. That's just one way that I can express my gratitude that you're here and that you're connecting. And it is such a beautiful time to be giving back and to be supporting others. So please, if you're thinking about connecting, go to the website and get the service at 20% off. Awesome. You see, we've got a couple more really quick comments. Merry Christmas to Maxine and blessings to you as well. And thank you, Margaret. It was so good to see you. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. I'm sending big hugs, lots of love and support your way. And my fingers are crossed that we will be back for our regular Connection with Intention next Tuesday. Have a great night.